dit is Marianah Lourens van Kuns en Vermaak, met Kuns en Vermaak moet ek eintlik sê. Marianah Lourens and Art and Entertainment, and I am here with Annaline Stigling, and we've known each other a while. Annaline, welcome.
Thank you.
You've been on the stage for many years yourself. Your daughter, Hannah, did Hairspray. She was actually the title role in Hairspray. Well, title role, Hairspray, Miss Hairspray. But she was Tracy.
That's right.
And she did so well, and we loved the show. In the meantime, behind her was her mama, who was also in shows, many shows from the past.
Indeed,
Tell us a bit about that.
You know, Hannah's grown up on the stage next to me. I've been a drama teacher for just over 20 years. And obviously in that time, I've been performing for a lot more than that. So yeah, she's really grown up on the stage. I still remember in the first year that I started teaching, her coming with to one rehearsal, and she was still a little toddler, trying to sing along to all the little songs, and, you know, quite a set of lungs on her already back then. So yeah, I mean, I've been on stage. Interestingly enough, I only really got into theatre after school. So yeah, I remember I did a radio presenting course when I was 18, and then at the time it was with Carol Ann Kelleher, and she was actually the one that introduced me to theatre. She said, come along to an audition. I did, and that was where I met Marlene Peterser, and the rest was history. From there, I just went from one production to the next, and
you were in lots of shows.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, I've been going strong since I was 18, and I just turned 48 the other day. So quite a couple of years in my pockets.
And I only caught you in some of them, because the thing is that I left PE. Well, I grew up in Pretoria, came and lived in PE in the 70s and performed on this stage.
Gosh.
And the Opera House stage,
Wow.
but only for a few years.
Yeah.
And then left. And only came back in the late 80s.
Okay.
And got back on stage mostly in Christian productions with Dani Mathieu and the Greefs.
Wonderful. Well, that's how I met you and your husband, was through the Greefs. When I worked for the Worship Arts Academy. Yes. That was when I met you guys.
Indeed, and Ingrid Greef.
Correct.
She directed us in quite a few. And then, of course, there was Mark Croughton and Brownie.
Yes.
You remember them?
Yes.
But they made a film. They actually won an award. I had a big part in that.
Wow.
Long ago. I don't know. It must be 30 years ago. But anyway, I want to talk to you about Found.
Yes.
The play that you and Nikki Kluter-Barris were very, very amazingly, I only saw a snippet out of it, because you allowed us, what do they call it?
A sneak peek. Yes.
A sneak peek, because Darryl Nel from Cape Town.
Well, no, he's from the UK.
He's from the UK, but he was in Cape Town. Or is he still in Cape Town?
No, I think he's back home now. After our little stint in Cape Town, he went to East London, spent time with his family, but I think he's back home now, and then coming back for a family member's wedding, I think in October.
Okay, so his family are in East London.
Yes, his parents.
His parents,
so but his children are overseas.
He's got to come and visit.
Of course.
Before he can go back to his new home that he made there.
Precisely, yes.
2 homes.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely amazing also to watch him play a little bit out of Herman Charles Bosman.
Oh, it was beautiful to watch,
He actually is such a...
Oom Skalk, I think was the character's name.
Oom Skalk, alles is gaan oor wat Oom Skalk vertel.
Yeah.
Oom Skalk vertel die story.
Because
he actually wrote in English, but they are so almost Afrikaans. Afrikaans people can relate to all those stories.
Yeah.
Now, Darryl Nel, apart from being able to act Oom Skalk, he wrote Found. Tell us, where did you go and perform it?
Do you want me to give you a little bit of a background on the script as well? Okay, so it's actually quite a cool story. You know, Nikki and I, we've been performing for many years together, and we mostly do comedy / cabaret kind of work. And many shows have come out of sitting on my couch and the two of us with a glass of wine or a cup of coffee and saying, oh, what should we do next? You know, many shows have come from that, and that is precisely where Found came from. We were sitting on my couch and we were both feeling like we wanted to do something gritty, something with a bit of substance, not
backbone.
Yeah, something to make people think, and no music, just something to challenge us from an acting perspective, because it had been such a long time, particularly for me, since I had done straight theatre.
Straight acting,
exactly.
Yes, because you sing mostly. So does Nikki.
Correct, yeah. She had at least done 1 or 2 straight plays since, but I hadn't for years. And I've just really been craving that challenge and to get back in that. So we were trying to think of plays that we could do, and we even thought about adapting Waiting for Godot, and we were thinking of all these crazy ideas. And the one day we both sat there going, why don't, because Nikki's very, very close with Darryl, and obviously I've done a lot of work with Darryl, and she said, why don't we ask Darryl if he knows of any plays that would suit the two of us? And then she still joked a little bit and said, wouldn't it be nice if he offered to write us a play? Because we knew that he had just resigned from his job and he was taking some creative time. He was planning to write a book and all of that. Next minute, she'd made contact with him. He'd come back to her and said, don't worry, I can't think of a play for you, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to write you girls a play. So he ended up writing this play around our 2 characters, knowing who we are as people, wrote this play around us, and also incorporating, Nikki's experience. She also got COVID right in the beginning and was hospitalized, and she had shared that experience with him. And so he decided to bring all of that in. And so, the play is about Nikki's character, who has lost her husband to COVID, sadly. And these 2 women, the whole play is set in a hospital room, as you know, and these 2 women with completely opposite personalities. The one is this kind, gentle, loving, forgiving lady, and the other one is this hard, she flukes and she's hard, and she's just, life has made her hard. And the 2 of them meet each other, and just the beautiful relationship that develops between these 2 women over, I think it's 5 days in the hospital. To get back to your question, Darryl submitted the play to the Teksmark playwriting competition, which is an initiative where they look for scripts. And I think there were over 100 scripts that were submitted, and his was selected out of a group of, I think, 20.
Wow.
Yeah. And that was then what took us to Cape Town. They actually sponsored us. They flew us over to Cape Town. They paid for our accommodation, everything. And we were fortunate, to be able to perform a 10-minute snippet of the performance to potential investors. It was just the most incredible experience. In this Baxter Theatre auditorium, and probably at least 100 people in the audience, many of them fellow theatricals, and sitting, and would then afterwards ask questions about the play and offer suggestions. It was just incredible.
And at the Baxter Theatre, so that there's quite an atmosphere there.
Oh, it was wonderful, yeah.
And was it almost like a festival? Because I guess there were others.
Yes.
Because it was contest.
Yes, it was over a period of 3 days, and each day was divided into 2 sections, and each section runs for about 2 hours. And it was streamed online. They had a TV personality there that was hosting the whole thing. She would then sit down with the playwright afterwards, asking questions. So, I don't know if necessarily a festival vibe, but
a contest vibe.
Yes, yes, very much so.
You were very much aware of the fact that you were competing?
Yes.
So it was also not doing the whole play through?
No. So we had to choose a section of the play that we felt would represent the play the best, that would show off both characters, that would get the essence of what it's about through.
Because we were actually having a discussion, because look, people grieve differently, and of course the character Nikki played was the harsh way. It's almost like a defense mechanism when you swear and you throw things and you just almost like a nasty side.
She was nasty,
that comes out. Yeah. She was actually quite insulting to you.
Yeah, she was.
As a co-patient in the next bed. We just saw a bit of it. Yes, so you had to endure the whole play through that.
Yeah, but then this beautiful character
changes. And I do think that then the softness also affects the other person.
Totally, yeah. Totally.
Of course, the grieving process, then
she softens a lot over those 5 days. Yeah.
It actually helps her
to process.
I can't relate to losing a spouse by death.
Yeah.
And I think it must be the most horrible thing. And especially with COVID, when all people were full of fear.
Yes.
Because first of all, you've got the fear.
Yeah. It's the unknown.
To cope with, and then some died and some didn't. Even some who you didn't think it was even COVID were diagnosed with COVID. So that's another irony that was at the time. So look, Christmas is like around the corner almost. And what are we looking forward to? Is this play going to perhaps be performed?
We definitely want to perform the full version of it here in PE. We've actually booked the Isitata Theatre for mid-December. We're having doubts about whether it's the right time of year to do it, because we're thinking perhaps that time of year people are more in a festive mood and not really in the mood for something a little bit more serious. So
you're not going to let the cat out of the bag about what's happening in a few weeks' time?
No. It's a difficult one.
I know. You people don't, I'll say watch the space.
Watch the space, yes.
Watch the posters.
Yes, yeah. Or, follow with either Nikki, myself or
Nikki. With Nikki and Annaline's names on it.
On Facebook, you'll definitely know what's happening.
What's happening.
Yes.
And we are looking forward to next year. Of course, lots of stuff will be happening as well, I'm sure, because this year was such a takeoff when everybody was allowed to go to theatres again.
Yes.
And
you've just got productions left, right and centre.
Inundated with chats to air on radio.
That's wonderful for you.
So that's why we stand in queues to get on in time. So it's very, very happy time. It's been in that way. It's been a very happy year.
Yeah, theatre is alive and well in Port Elizabeth.
Yes, it is. But Annaline, you said that you don't, or you haven't gotten involved with theatre at school. Was it mostly singing then? Singing in choirs? And because you said you actually got into actual...
After school.
Yeah, after school.
Yeah, so during school, I remember doing an inter-house play and I hadn't quite discovered it yet. Yeah, so it was only after school that I really got into it. And then KPAB was still around in those days, so I did a lot of productions for KPAB and all of that.
So now the way forward, because you've done KPAB, you've done almost everything here. I think were you with Centre Stage as well?
No, Nikki was with Centre Stage.
I know. Yeah. Those memories that we have with being in those other plays, the Christian plays, the gospel stuff, all of that.
Through Stage World, I did a lot of stuff with Stage World.
Yes. And you are now this proud mama.
Yeah.
Approaching 50.
Yes.
May I say?
Yes.
Now you are the real drama mama behind the daughter who is just doing so well.
Thank you so much.
So proud of Hannah and what she did in Hairspray.
Very proud of her.
I just want to say, to people out there, don't give up. Even if you end up in a hospital bed with some grumpy person, you can light up that person's life. And if you're the grumpy one, you are allowed to. If you're grieving, you're allowed to just let it out. And especially in hospital.
It's part of the recovery process.
Exactly. Yeah, so have you got a last word? It's almost a new year again, perhaps going through Christmas and into 2024.
I think, it's been a busy year. It's been a hard year for a lot of people. I think take some time to recover, to rest, to spend time with loved ones, and then be open to new opportunities in the new year and just grab whatever comes your way. Don't be afraid. I think fear holds a lot of people back, and it held me back for many, many years. That's all that I would want to say. Don't hold back. Just go for it.
Yes.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
There we go.
That's what we say.
Don't be scared.
Don't be scared. Thank you so much, Annaline, for coming, and we're looking forward to the next year. We can just say, just do it.
Just do it. Yes.
So with that, it is time for me, Marianah Lourens, and Art and Entertainment to say goodbye. Ja, Marianah Lourens wat nou groet met Kuns en Vermaak en Arrivari.